How did you feel the first time you saw your partner naked? Like a kid at Disney World. Hadn't been on any rides yet but was excited to be there nonetheless. Well, I'm 54 and got out of a marriage where my ex never felt comfortable being naked around me. My new fiancé has no problem getting naked and gives me a little show each morning she gets dressed. And she's got an amazing body at 55. Absolutely amazed. It was our second time being intimate. The first we were out of control wild for each other and things moved fast. The second time she said I want to be naked with you. I know she really likes the skin-to-skin contact. And she checks all the boxes. I couldn't have come up with something better if I could custom order her. 13 years later still lucky to have her. Extremely happy and surprised. We dated for a few weeks before anything physical happened. I actually thought I was picking her up to go to lunch, but she answered the door in a robe and pulled me into her bedroom and ripped it off. Very hot and assertive. We've been together 12 years now and have 2 kids. Just speechless and absolute fascinated. She was a 23-year young girl, shy and brave in the same moment. We are now more than 35 years married and I am still in deep love with her. Her body is mature now and our relation strong, filled with respect. I am glad that I have her with me and we hope for a long time as we are now retired from work. I remember thinking, are you fucking kidding me, when he took off his shirt. The man was, and is, so well put together I thought it was a joke. Even now every time I see him naked I thank all the gods and goddesses and every deity imaginable for this fine human I get to touch whenever I want. Absolutely in awe that this goddess of a woman was with me. I remember simultaneously being incredibly nervous and wanting to explore and worship every inch of her. I was like wow, and then he asked what I was staring at and I just told him that he was beautiful. Same way I do now, 28 years later. Holy shit. She wants to be mine. Edited for spelling. I had never been with a really buff guy before so my mind was blown. Plus he has a gorgeous wiener. We're both in our 30s now with 1.5 kids and he has a fantastic dad bod that I equally drool over. Remember that cartoon dog where his jaw hits the floor, tongue rolls out, and his eyes bulge out to the sound of an old-timey car horn? Basically that. I wasn't ready for it. At that time my purpose wasn't sex but to gather knowledge and resources as efficiently as possible. Totally in awe. So excited, like ridiculously excited. She is truly mesmerizing. Still do. 26 years later. I'm now a bit nervous. I'm with someone whose naked body I didn't find attractive at first. I was attracted to him being incredibly funny and smart and interesting, having warm eyes and a coolness that got to me. I love him and find him attractive now, but back then it was more like HM. I feel awful for this reading all your comments. I met my wife through Tinder and we had sex at our first date. When she took her clothes I thought, oh my fucking god. How lucky can I be? Like a mortal blessed to see Lady Aphrodite with my own eyes, but somehow I was not driven to madness. Well then again, some describe love as a madness, so maybe I got a taste of it anyways. Either way, my partner is the kindest, most loyal and smart person I know with the side benefit of looking amazing on an oversized clamshell. Honestly, such a funny question. I'm not prude, but I'm not the most comfortable with my body as far as getting naked in front of girls for the sake of it. That being said, every time I had sex with AGF for the first time, we were both so horny that it was the last thing I could think of. You just want the other person so bad. I don't look at that. I kinda met her that way. She was a rape victim and her way of coping was being overly flirtatious with people. When I first saw her at my ex's house, she was beautiful but I tried my best to look away and be respectful as much as I could. Fast forward 5 years later, we just got married and we are so happy together. Aroused and lucky. Dude is a fucking smoke show, lol. Still to this day I feel super aroused and lucky when I see him naked. He's still a total smoke show. Well, considering she was my longtime crush since high school, I felt like I won the motherfucking lottery, the World Cup, the World Series, the Super Bowl, the NBA Finals, the Indy 500, so on and so forth. I've since put a ring on her finger and a couple of babies inside that smoke show body of hers, so even better. Happy. Once we reach that point, doing the boogaloo is inevitable, barring unforeseen circumstances. Asterisk helicopter 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 asterisk. Nervous and excited. We were teenagers and I was taking his virginity. We eventually broke up but reconnected in our early 20s. Seeing him as an adult more confident, covered in tattoos, and long dark hair, Lord take me now. We've been together for 7 years and married for 6 and we just had our first baby. He truly is my best friend and I couldn't imagine life without him. I was horny and also excited to be so close to someone again, but I was also insecure in myself because I don't have the greatest body. But we're kind of on the same level so I didn't care too much about it after a while. Also, wow that's big XD. He's quite a bit shorter than me, so thought he'd have a proportionally smaller PP. When he folded that absolute monster out of his boxers I was afraid for my anus. Honestly. Disgusted. Labs have specific PPE rules for a reason and flaunting them makes for a dangerous work environment. All my other lab partners were also outraged at Nigel's cavalier approach to safety as well. Just really happy. She hadn't really trusted anyone like that before and it meant a lot to me that she felt comfortable enough and trusted me enough to do that. Disbelief that someone that astonishing would be willing to sleep with me, thank God for booze or I'd have let it get in my head and stop me, lol. I was excited. It felt like wave after wave of the amazing wind sweeping over my head. And traveling down my body. It was like the azima of stepping onto freshly fallen snow. Whoa mama. Hamina 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 bazooing. Eyes pop out arooga. Jaw drops, tongue rolls out, woof 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 woof. Tongue bursts out of my uncontrollably leaking face and everything in reach. WURBLWUBRLBWUable verbal verb double burl brule double. Tiny Cupid shoots an arrow through heart. The same way I feel now. I just want to hold you close to me and never let go. It's not always lustful, sometimes it's about the lovely cuddles on a cold day with a heated blanket while watching TikTok separately but together in the same bed. We were both teens 16 and 17, and it was awesome. No, we are in our mid-30s and it's still awesome. Felt a little bit in awe. I remember thinking she looked like she was from a 18th century French painting. She was freaking beautiful. I felt a surge of love for her. And then my horniness took the driver's seat and we started going to town. The first time my now husband and I had sex it was late at night in a dark room. I couldn't see a damn thing. He woke up in the morning, stood up and graced me with the most beautiful ass I've ever seen on a man or a woman. Double. Cheeked. Up. 1 2/10 booty. And so I'm married to a guy with an ass 10x nicer than mine'll ever be and I love it.